Today I'm going to talk to you about hardy salvias. I've been growing them for a number of years. One thing I've learned is that there are some really important dates that you could put in your diary now to help you grow them well next year. The first thing to remember is that it's not a good idea to cut them back hard at this sort of time of year. If you've left them and they're really straggly and you live somewhere fairly mild, it might be better to trim them a little bit rather than have them buffeting about in the wind. But generally, the two dates you need to remember are March into early April, depending where you live, and also what is known as the Hampton Hack, which happens in July when the Hampton Court Flower Show is on. I've taken that second one to be quite flexible as well, because sometimes you just can't bring yourself to prune them back. And I found through experimenting that cutting sometime between the Hampton Court Show Week and the 1st of August gives me the results I want. If you take a look at these salvias in this bed here, you will see that they're looking really fresh and bright. These were cut back on the 1st of August. I didn't cut back into really dead wood, but we did take a third to a half of each one back. If you cut them back later than the 1st of August in the UK, you'll find that you're opening them up to potential frost and cold damage in the winter. But if you stick to the timings I'm talking about, you shouldn't have any problem with most of these hardy shrub salvias. As well as the hardy salvia hedge that I've created along the edge of the patio where we were talking just now, I've also repeated 3 of these bright pink salvias in the right hand side of the upper mound, and they form a really eye-catching display earlier in the year. And as you can see from being trimmed around August the 1st, they're also coming back into flower now. By the middle of September and into October, and in fact until the first frosts, you would be forgiven for thinking that you're looking at a show from much earlier in the year. So this is Lavender Dilly Dilly, another hardy salvia I'm really very fond of. So as well as the August the 1st date we've been talking about for the summer prune, you need to remember to look at them in March and April, because after the August prune you will leave them alone. Some winters here in Plymouth we keep the green of the leaves, other winters they go to sticks, but you just leave them, and then in March or early April, when you can see fresh growth coming lower down, you can cut back. I go quite hard back down to about 12 to 18 inches. As the plants get older, sometimes you find you can't be quite so hard without cutting back into really woody growth, which might work, but it also might not. So I tend to stick to where the green growth begins. If you live in a zone where the temperatures drop lower in the winter, do check the varieties you intend to introduce into the ground, because some of them aren't as hardy as others. You can, as I mentioned, grow them in pots, and in that case you can move them to somewhere sheltered, maybe against a south wall. One of the wonderful things about cutting back in August is that it provides such welcome food for pollinators at this late summer and autumn stage. This week alone I've seen so many hummingbird hawk moths on the salvias. The bees absolutely flock to them at every time of year, and they're just a really good food source. For more videos from our garden in Plymouth, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.